He will also tell us where we are in terms of rule of law, basically updating the country on moving forward. I don't want to preempt, but I'll just give you a little bit of what you should expect. You should expect a very powerful annual message, a very clear annual message. And the president has said consistently that there are definitely challenges in the first year, and he's looking forward to really putting his people together, that this year he and his team will do everything they can to implement what the Liberian people want. As you saw, the launching of the Rest Agenda for Inclusive Development, the agenda have been costed, the county development plan have been developed. So moving forward, this is going to be a very busy year, and he's looking forward to that. So on the county tour, as I mentioned, there are preparations ongoing. There are plans tentatively for February, immediately following the annual message. Again, these are plans, and as we get clearer on the next steps, I will definitely inform you. But I would just well, the team from GSA and the Ministry of State had assured us, or they have assured us that everything is being put in place to learn from the past mistake, to ensure that the place is well ventilated and there's sufficient air equipment, so fans and other things that will ensure that the venue is suitable not only for the president, but the attendees and the rest of the people who will be there. So whether, because it's not just the president's going to be there will be ambassadors, there will be poor family people, there will be officials of government, members of the three branches of government, they will all be there. So the safety issue is for everyone. The security has also assured us that security will be intact. In fact, the security want us to inform you, the Liberian people, that if you're not invited to the location, please do not attend. Again, if you are not invited to the annual message, please do not attend. If you don't have an invitation, please do not attend, because security will be drastic, because it's going to be an outdoor event. Security will be really very, very high. If you have no business at the grounds of the Capitol, do not attend. The EPS, the police, and all other state security apparatuses will be very active and very vigilant. We are making this emphasis to let you know it's going to be serious. We do not want any incident, so if you do not have an invitation, please don't attend. We, from the media arm, the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Public Affairs Department, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, the Liberian Broadcasting System, and all other major news outlets in the Republic will cover the event live. So the best bet is you should do as much as possible to listen to radio, to watch television, to watch your phones, your social media. It's going to be live. In fact, our office, we're working very hard to ensure that we carry it live on YouTube and other platforms as well. We'll do everything possible to have this brought to you in the confines of your home, in the comfort of your home as well. So if you do not have an invitation, kindly do not try to force your way on the grounds of the Capitol. Security will be really very high. And the team is asking, there were very few invitations printed because the team does not want overcrowdedness. The grounds, the air is open, it's going to be an open air activity, so you all who do not have invitation, do not attend to come. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Focus on
Yeah, Madam PBS, my name is Willie again from Sky Communication. This might not fall in your preview. I just want to throw light on it a bit. Concerning, you talk about Madam Lako said I have been commissioned and what have you. So we, Liberians, would like to know there are major commodities in the Liberian market as skyrocketing every day. So is the president concerned that the rice price has gone up, Maggi cube or chicken soup as we call it, and other commodities have gone up, and the Liberians are finding it very difficult, to sustain themselves in the various slum areas?
Well, as you know, you've been there. I've said this a number of times as media friends. It's really important to do our best to come with facts, and provide credibility of the information. Because we do know if you say major commodity prices are skyrocketing, are going up, and then making mention of rice, of president, the president is set up the rice committee, and to look into the issue of pricing and also affordability and availability. So since the very first engagement when the importer had planned to increase the present price, there was an engagement with the president, and he requested that meeting. It was very successful, and the importers agreed that they were not going to increase the price arbitrarily, and there were modalities in place to ensure that the price was stabilized. Since then, the importers are still on the same stance. There's not any official form of an agreed price increment from the importer's side. So if there are individual people who are selling prices or who are selling rice and they're increasing their prices, it's an issue that needs to be highlighted. And it's important that you brought that up. But it will also be good as also a citizen journalist to forward such an information to the Ministry of Commerce. They have lots of inspectors in the field. If you can provide information to the particular store, particular person, to be able to forward that information, and they can verify that. But as yet, there's not an official agreement to say there will be price increment. What was discussed the last time, and the price of rice remain as it is. If there any institution, individual, anyone who's trying to haul or they're hoarding or they're increasing the price, that information needs to be brought forward. And other major commodities as you talk about, so you have gasoline or petrol product. As you know, the price has really been dropping. And so there have been a lot of progress in that area. There are plans for further reduction. As in fact, I was in a conversation with the managing director of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, and they showed us that they do everything possible. Because before now, we're actually trying to take stock of the achievement in this first year. And we did our best to speak with key officials of government, key leaders in the sector, to get a picture of how the sector is panning out and what are the realities. And our intent is to really provide the real information to the Liberian people to inform the president, and he will have a plan and get his people to get to work. So all the commodities that are not supposed to be priced, not supposed to go up, all of us anyone gets any take off or information, it's important to follow that so we're able to get information from the Ministry of Commerce. Thank you for saying that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I'm Sylvester Chiloplay. I want to know whether the president concerns about some lawmakers threatening to boycott his State of the Nation's address. You just told the public that the security will be very tight and no invitees will not be accepted. And there is also a rumor that some lawmakers, might not, accept the controversial speaker, Richard Kuhn, to sit as a speaker. Is the president concerned? Is this the reason for which maybe the security issue is being tight? what's the concern of the president?
Oh, absolutely not. The president, of course, any leader will be concerned that lawmakers are saying, some of them are saying that they won't attend the annual message. However, I know the president of who he is, a very listening president, someone who consults. He has his own team that's working behind the scenes to understand what the issues are and how to be able to amicably resolve them. Some of them, if they have any merits, the president is really very open to looking into issues that solve us. When you're doing an indoor event, security can be a lot easier to cover the area, to know where to stand and what to do. But when you're doing an outdoor event, you need more security. You need to ensure that the increased number of securities who you will not naturally or normally use when you're having an indoor event. So it is from that basis. And the Capitol grounds is the house of the people. Sometimes, and most times, people are just walking there, coming to visit their leaders or their family people and all of that. Sometimes people who are not invited to these kinds of occasions, I'm coming here, I want to see, I know what's happening. So just to avoid overcrowdedness, because as you know, some princess did mention the experience from the inauguration that was held, where it was overly crowded and heat and a number of different challenges happened. So based on what the team learned from that, that's the reason why they're showing that people who are not invited, because you had, even during the inauguration, there were many people who attended who didn't have invitation, and it created problems, for security, for protocol. Even some of the guests who had come to the inauguration didn't have seats, but you have people who didn't have invitation, they had seats. So there are a lot of different challenges. So now the team is strict, and I want to emphasize it, is that if you do not have an invitation, please don't try to go there. So it's not based on whether or not lawmakers are going to attend, that's why security is going to be high. It's because of lessons learned, and it's an outdoor event, and it's in the open air. That's why security has to be tight for the president, for the people, for people who are attending, the lawmakers themselves, and just everyone who's going to be there. I know you're going to be there, so for your own safety, security has to be tight.
Thank you very much, Madam PBS. My name is Sopon, and I report for Pram FM. Thank you for your deliberation, though I came a bit late, but I believe that it is on other issue, but I'm much more concerned about the Central Bank of Liberia. Recently, media reported that the president has nominated Henry Samoan as the governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, while the former, I can say the suspended CDL governor, Aloysius Talud, is still serving suspension. You care to deliberate more on that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any other further questions?
Yes.
So once more, my name is Vasta Talu. So, Madam PPS, I know, I want to know if you are giving a yearly review for the president. Can you pinpoint some of the achievements made by this administration, some of the challenges and the prospects that lie ahead?
Yeah, Masale again, is, before we take leave of you, PPS, the PUL lost 2 veteran journalists. The last founder of the PUL, Mr. James C. Dennis, passed away recently, and also Mr. Peter Tobe from the Renaissance Corporation, which is the Truth FM Secretary branch. He passed off. So if you are about to take on leave of us, what could be that word of encouragement for the family, for the journalists. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other question? Close up. T5, you got a question? All right. All right. Thank you all so much for this question. On the question on the CBL, yes, Honorable Henry Samoa have been appointed as the governor of CBL, and Aloysius Talu has resigned the position, so he's no longer on a suspension anymore. So he resigned the position. That's why the president did appoint Honorable Samoa in that area. Vashta, on the question of for me to assess the 1 year of the government or the presidency, what we'll do, we will endeavor to do a full analysis of the SONA when we come back here on the next Friday for, because I would appreciate His Excellency to provide the annual message. And once the annual message is delivered, then we will be able to also give our own, because in fact, what I've done, I did do a very short synopsis of reviewing our year, but also I'm intending to do a longer op-ed giving our own perspective. But we would like to give our boss, the president, the opportunity to speak to the nation, and then we will follow. But just generally speaking, and like I said, this is not to take away anything that the president will say, but this year has been a very good year overall. Absolutely, are there challenges? Definitely. There are challenges in everything we do. There will be challenges. Are there things we can do better? Of course, we can definitely do better. Are we committed to doing better? Absolutely, we are committed to doing better. Can there be any changes? Absolutely, there will be changes. So the year under review, even when we had a conversation with the president, as I told you about our own project we're doing to be able to document the achievement, we did speak with the president and also shared with us some of the challenges, but more so the vigor, the energy. I mean, you know, for first year, I mean, it's just like your 1 year old baby. You learn how to crawl. First you learn how to sit, and then you learn how to crawl, then you learn how to walk, then you learn how to run. Next thing you grow up, you're moving. I know there'll be people thinking, oh, but this is a government that was in place before. Oh, but this president was former vice president. He understands the community. However, when our president took over, he didn't take over when the slate was clean, or when things were in place, when institutions were structured, when resources was in the budget, adequate ones, where institutions were running, active and functioning. We inherited a very challenging time with the past administration. This is no excuse that we won't do what we need to do. Of course, the president and the government is doing what the government and president need to do. But the fact remains there were challenges. Institutions have overcrowded places. Even here at the executive mansion, we've talked about this a number of times, where you had more employees that the budget would even hold or funds. You didn't even have resources for personnel. Even as we speak, you don't even have places where there's proper desks. Things were not in good frame, resources, vehicles, many challenges. So, of course, that definitely weighed on the past year. However, like I said, the president will give the full state of the Republic, the annual message, and we will also be giving you our own thoughts after the delivery. And we look forward to you all coming there Monday to be a part of this and to give your own analysis, but more importantly, to have the people themselves, analyzing where we stand, where we are going. And to our dear friend, Yubede, on the comments of our overseas colleagues and friends. Interestingly, when I worked with Truth FM, at the time I was still in university at the African Methodist Episcopal University studying mass communications. And I was interning at Truth FM. At the time, the station had come on Ashland Street from Monrovia. I encountered Mr. Peter Tobe many times. All used to be there on newsroom, come, because at the time I was also doing television broadcasting with Smith was there, and then I also became a producer of the Truth Breakfast Show. With the rest of the team there, Patrick Horner at the time, Mr. Ambrose Mao was there. Later on, Mary Williams came, and a lot of others. And Mr. Tobe was a very calm brother, senior brother, very welcoming to everyone, very respectful of everyone. So this morning, when I heard of his passing, it was really sad. And we do intend to reach out to our big brother, Smith Toby, and the family to personally extend our sympathy as well, and to the Truth FM family. So it is a sober, moment for the PUL and the media community in Liberia. And also, as you mentioned, Mr. James C. Dennis, I can recall our interaction. However, as you mentioned, we'd like to, in this manner, extend our deepest sympathy to the bereaved family directly, but more importantly, to the President of Liberia, for these two gentlemen who have lost their lives, and to journalists across Liberia. The journalism is a big family. Once a journalist, always a journalist. Once a newscaster, always a newscaster, because you understand the field. So it's a challenging time for the community in Liberia. So our deepest condolences to the President of the PUL and members of the PUL as well, and all journalists in the Republic of Liberia. We ask the Almighty God to forgive our fallen comrades and give them eternal rest, and may the souls of all faithfully departed rest in perfect peace. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing all of you on Monday, January 27th, 5 of the Capitol building, where His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai, will be giving his second annual message to the people of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.